Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Estee McCrawly coming with another video. Today we got some more double battles here on the battle spot using the Mega Mawile team that I made. And this first team that I went up against, it was a little bit of a flashback for me, I guess you could say. Uh, my opponent had a dual weather team similar to the one that I had. It had Charizard, Heliolisk, Cherim, Ninetales, Roserade, and Politoed. So very I don't know, I guess you could say nostalgic for me because I had a team very similar to that with dual weather with the Roserade. Cherim also gets access to Weather Ball, so quite the interesting team. I knew I had a lot to fear coming into this one. With the dual Sun users, there was no way I was going to bring Mawile to this uh, since he would just get forward by energy balls, or excuse me, weather balls or heat waves, and the Heliolisk doesn't have anything, but it's gonna go well. It's probably gonna have solar power to go with it. I was thinking he might bring Politoed, and just because of the fact that this team kind of relies on dual weather, but at the same time, I guess he didn't really need to since water didn't do too much to my team. I figured he'd bring it anyways to deal specifically with the Rhyperior, but he chose not to. So this time it was a little difficult deciding what I should bring. So let's go ahead and get started. Right off the bat, my opponent goes Cherim, Ninetales. So here I was a little surprised when I saw the Cherim. I was like, okay, so that probably means he's not going to bring the Roserade. So I go with Weavile Rhyperior because I thought this was a pretty safe lead. It's actually I'm in a decent position here. He does get the form change on the Cherim. So he went. So here when I saw him switch, I was like, oh, he's going straight out into the Politoed. But no, he actually goes into the Charizard. So I went for fake out into the Ninetales, expecting the Sword Beam, but he actually just goes straight up for the Energy Ball. And that's a huge win for him. That's going to be an easy knockout for him on Rhyperior, which was going to do a number to his team. I had Rock Slide for Charizard. I had Earthquake to take care of the Ninetales as well. So it's actually I was just thinking that was going to happen, so I was like, so it was a bad play on my part. That's really going to hurt me in the end. So here I just go straight up for the Icicle Crash into the Cherim because I know it's got some big potential. And luckily we connect. We do bring it down to its Focus Sash, but it hasn't moved yet, so we do have the possibility of the flinch. So Charizard is just going to go straight up for the Flamethrower into the Weavile. It's going to bring me down to my Sash as well, which I'm okay with. And we do see a Heal Pulse here, and I was like, oh, wow. And so he was probably predicting me to go for more damage into the Charizard, or he wasn't expecting to outspeed my Goodra. Regardless, a pretty free turn for me, or not, because I mean we kind of just traded damage there. And here he's going to go for another Flamethrower. So he hasn't gone for Heat Wave yet. So at this point, I don't know if if he doesn't have Heat Wave, or he's just making sure that he knocks out the Weavile. So I get another Thunderbolt off here with Goodra, which is fantastic. It's going to bring him into the red, so another one definitely will knock him out. Unfortunately, the last Pokemon I have is Exeggutor, and he has Charizard, and he also has Ninetales in the back. So he decides to bring in the Heliolisk, which I think is a good choice by him because he does want to have Ninetales in the back to be able to bring in the Sun if necessary. And we do see a hidden power. I was predicting like a double, or a Hyper Voice Heat Wave here. So, but I just wanted to get rid of this Charizard, predicting, or so that I could just get a free knockout onto this Charizard here, protecting with my Exeggutor. So Charizard does go down, but I'm still not really in the best of positions. And I see Solar Power here, so that could help out the damage he's going to take at the end of each string, because there's nothing his Heliolisk can really... Well, I guess Hyper Voice is really the only thing he can do to me. We do see a Flamethrower here that's easily going to pick up a knockout on Exeggutor, who didn't get to do anything either. A Trick Room would have really changed the tides on this, but that's not going to happen. He does get the Hyper Voice off. I take it pretty well. I'm extremely bulky, and I go for the Flamethrower as well because it's Sun boosted. Unfortunately, it's not going to pick up the knockout, and Solar Power is not going to knock him out either, which is really unfortunate. So he's just going to... You see that Flamethrower does nothing. It stabs Sun boosted. And he's going to go for the hidden power. I'm not sure which is stronger here, hidden power ice or hyper voice, but regardless, it knocks itself out thanks to the life orb. And I just get I was predicting that, so that's why I went for the Dragon Pulse onto this Ninetales. It is going to be a 3-hit KO. So he actually goes for extra sensory here instead of the flamethrower, hoping for a flinch, I'm pretty sure. So the flamethrower, the first one, I believe did 13 health. So here I'm actually going to survive this last one, but he ends up getting a critical hit here. So he does knock me out before I can knock him out, which is unfortunate. At the same time, I mean, I've put a lot of battles up like this where it's decided by something like that, where it's a crit or just an extra hack going your way. So I can't complain all that much. I didn't play that well to begin with. The turn 1 really messed me up. If I could have kept Rhyperior around for those last 3 Pokemon he had, I would have been set. I mean, obviously he probably would have had Solar Beam, but if I could have knocked out that Cherrim, or if I faked out Cherrim turn 1, or just gone for the Ice Silk Crash, it would have been a completely different game. But, I mean, my fault. Can't blame anybody just because I lost, just because he got lucky there at the end. I could have done something better. So, now that I think about it, if you see at the top, these are free battles. On the battle spot, rating battles are disabled because the Pokemon Global Link is down for maintenance to prepare for Pokemon Sun and Moon. So the rest of the double battles I'd have on the battle spot would be free battles. So nice variety. Could play against high skill players, could play against low skill players, but at the end of the day, you can have good battles against any sort of player. Next battle, we're in for a doozy. Interesting here, my opponent had a Rhydon. So, I mean, pretty much whenever I see a non-fully evolved Pokemon, I always think Eviolite. Since, I mean, I don't really know the stats of Rhydon compared to Rhyperior, but to me it's like, okay, well, he didn't want to evolve it. It's probably not going to be as strong, so here Mawile is going to do a little bit better. I mean, he does have Blaziken, he does have Rotom, so in this one it was difficult for me to decide just for Pokemon, because I really wanted to bring Meowstic here, because seeing Rotom, that scares me with the Will-O-Wisp. So I want to get that Misty Terrain up to protect my Mawile, because if I get Will-O-Wisp, that could be, well, that's devastating to Mawile, to be honest. Let's just say what it is. So those are kind of my fears going in. Mainly just the that I Will-O-Wisp from the Rotom. So I lead with Executor, Rhyperior, and he goes Blaziken, Staraptor. So I'm in a pretty good spot. I could go for, like, because the thing, I just need to decide what I want to do, because I can go for an Earthquake and like a Protect or an Earthquake, Psyshock, or a Rock Slide Psyshock. There's just a lot of options here for me. He just goes straight up for the close combat. He doesn't even target down the Executor. He just goes straight for the close combat. So here I'm like, okay, well, is he prioritizing taking out Rhyperior, or is he just going to go for a Fire type move? And we do see the Flare Blitz in the Executor. So it's going to be a Rock Slide. It is going to connect with both Pokemon. And that's definitely going to pick up the knockout onto Staraptor. So that's absolutely fantastic. After that defense drop, it's going to be easy. I was actually predicting a turn 1, or I was thinking about whether he was going to protect turn 1 with Blaziken as well to get the speed boost. But he decided not to. He brings in Rotom here, which is a little bit of a gutsy call. Because, it's highly unlikely that I'm Focus Sash anyway. He does get the Flare Blitz. I was like, please hold on, because I could be able to take out that Rotom pretty easily and get all the health back. I actually went for a Trick Room there, but you see his Blaziken almost knocks itself out from that recoil. So his Blaziken's really fast right here. Lucky for me, I have Sucker Punch, and the Intimidate, Sucker Punch and Intimidate aren't really that necessary here. I only need one to be able to take out this Blaziken. But I do switch in my Goodra here. I'm predicting the Hydro Pump into that slot, and I want to keep my Rhyperior around because I don't know what he has in the back. And Goodra's not going to take that much damage at all. So I do go for the Mega Evolution here, since I'm going to go on the offensive. And I just go straight up for the Sucker Punch into the Blaziken slot. And he doesn't protect, he doesn't go for Sword Dance, whatever, he just goes for an attacking move, and that's going to be a nice knockout onto Blaziken. A big offensive threat taken care of. And we do see a Hydro Pump here into the Rhyperior. So here I'm like, okay, does he not have Will-O-Wisp, or did he just really want to take out the Rhyperior? So Rhydon's going to come in here. I go for Protect. I'm scouting out an Earthquake and or Will-O-Wisp here. So we do see the Will-O-Wisp, and I'm like, oh crap, that's not good. And we also see the Earthquake, which is no surprise. So that's going to do some decent damage on the Goodra, since Goodra is not, or it's not trained to be physically defensive. But I do get Nice Beam off, which is really nice. It's going to do just over half, but unfortunately I'm not going to be able to knock out this Rhydon, since he does. The Sucker Punch isn't able to take him out. I don't know if Sucker Punch was the correct call, or maybe wait for the Iron Head, but an Intimidate here on that Rhydon would have been really, really nice if I could have preserved it. But so Goodra's going to go down, and Mawile's going to take a lot of damage. And I got Rhyperior in the back, so things aren't looking too well for me, since Hydro Pump, Earthquake will be able to finish me off. So he goes for Protect here, obviously predicting that Sucker Punch, which was a good play on his part. I was thinking he's possibly going to do that, and I was thinking maybe I could go for a play rough into the Rotom slot. But he does a somewhat questionable play of burning the Rhydon. I mean, if he would have just gone for the Hydro Pump, that would have knocked it out. I'm going to see with the burn, it's going to do absolutely nothing to Rotom. Since I'm so slow, there's not going to be any possibility for a flinch here. So Mawile's going to go down. This one's pretty much over. It's been difficult. Like I think in both battles, my Executor has done nothing. He's pretty bulky. He's got max HP EVs. So, and he's got the Citrus Berry as well. So it's been hard to utilize him correctly. Because I mean, if I got the Trick Room off there, that would have been a completely different game. Because instead of having to go for the Sucker Punch against the Rhydon, I could have gone for an Iron Head, because I knew I would have outsped in the Trick Room, and that would have knocked it out. It would have been different. So maybe I should have. Well, I don't know. Maybe I should have switched in Goodra when he was going to go for the Flare Blitz in the Executor, just since Executor would have been so important. Maybe not so much offensively, but more for the Trick Room. That's why I brought it too. Like you see, he has the Staraptor. He does have the Blaziken. He had ways to take it out, but I just needed the Trick Room, and it was also a good way of taking care of Rotom. So I feel like that's kind of what went wrong in these, is I wasn't able to preserve Executor, or not necessarily even just get the Trick Room up. He's a big offensive threat, but he's really slow. He's been trained to be slow, so I gotta work on that. But two interesting battles. I like doing these free battles because I get to see some more interesting teams out here on the battle spot. So that's pretty much going to be it. It's almost time for Sun and Moon, so I'm trying to get back into the habit of uploading every day, so I can do. I'm excited for Sun and Moon. Give me some new battles, some new Pokemon, some new abilities. So yeah, if you guys want to battle me, go ahead and let me know. I have a singles team as well. I'm going to try and get some single battles uploaded, maybe even singles and doubles in the same day. But if you guys get any suggestions for me, go ahead and let me know. If you want me to build, if there's a last minute team you want me to build before Sun and Moon come out, also let me know. But that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.